Hi, this is Molly Forgy, and the lesson that I'm going to be doing is reading fluency, and the lesson title is partner reading. The Iowa Core Standards that this lesson adheres to is the reading standard RF 3.4. And that is to read with sufficient accuracy and fluency to support comprehension. The subpoints of this standard is read unleveled text with purpose and understanding, read unleveled text orally with accuracy, appropriate rate, and expression on successive readings, use context to confirm or self-correct word recognition and understanding. The objective of the partner reading is the ability to work productively with a partner and ability to increase accuracy and rate in reading connected text. The grade level for this is 3rd grade. Prerequisites: teachers should assess all the students and pair them accordingly to their grade level, and students should have adequate word recognition and reading skills. The materials needed for this lesson, for the video, we'll be using the copy of Marine Mammals found in the back of our teaching source book. Other text could be used accordingly to the students' reading levels. And then I also have a copy of the partner behavior rules that we will go over. The suggested schedule is direct explanation of what partner reading is, and then teaching and modeling partner behavior, teaching and modeling and or identifying and correcting mistakes. Recommended group size is pairs, and the way that we will do this lesson is that I will go through and I will do the direct explanation and then the teaching and modeling, and then we'll flip and I will act as one of the partners in a partner reading group. Okay, so today we are going to practice reading fluently. And when we are fluent readers, we are reading with accuracy, which means we're reading our words right. We're reading quickly, but not too fast, and with good expression, which means that we're using our voice to help us tell the story. Fluent readers are able to pay more attention to what they're reading, and then they're able to understand it better. To practice our fluency, we are going to be reading with partners that I have specially assigned for you guys. With this group activity, you're either going to be reader 1 or reader 2. And when you are not the reader, you are going to be the coach. Again, the reader's job is to read accurately, which means we're reading the words right, quickly, but not too fast, and with good expression. The job of the coach is to listen for the reader's mistakes and help them with hard words, and to give them feedback on how they're doing. So reader 1 will be the first one to read the passage out loud to reader 2. And at that time, reader 2 will coach and listen, and then the partners will switch jobs. So just a side note, when we do when we go to partner reading, I will be reader 1 and he will be reader 2. So before we get started, there's a couple things that we need to go over. The first thing that we need to go over is how we behave when we are partner reading. So I have put together some rules that we will follow. The first one is that we talk to only your partner or the teacher if you have questions. And you're also only going to talk about what you're reading. We're going to talk in a quiet voice so that all the other groups can hear their reading. And we cooperate kindly with our partner, and we try our best. This will be at the front of the classroom to help remind us of how partner reading works. It's important that we work together with our partners. You're going to be working with them for about 3 or 4 weeks. Part of working cooperatively with our partners is giving them helpful and kind coaching, and especially when they make a mistake. So we're going to go over a couple of different kinds of mistakes that readers can sometimes make when they're reading, and then I'm going to show you how you should respond to your partner when a mistake happens. So I am going to hand you a copy of the passage that we're going to be reading today with our partners. And I'm going to read a couple of different sentences out loud, making mistakes as I go. And your job during this is to follow along and listen for the mistakes. So the first mistake that readers can often make is saying the wrong word while they're reading. I'm going to read the first sentence here from the passage, and again, I just want you to follow along and listen for the wrong word. Mammals are warm-blooded animals.
Wrong word.
What word did I read wrong?
Animals.
Yes. So when your partner reads a word wrong and does not correct themselves like I didn't, I wanted to keep saying animals. This is how you should respond to your partner in a kind way. Stop. You said animals wrong. And then we'll point to the word right there. What's the word?
Animals.
Animals. Good. Let's practice. I will be the reader and you be the coach. Listen as I read the sentence. Animals are warm-blooded. Mammals are warm-blooded animals. Mammals are warm-blooded animals. What's the word?
Animals.
Very good. Okay, so another kind of mistake that readers can often make is when they get stuck on a word for more than 4 seconds. So if they get stuck on a word and figure it out right away, that's okay. But if they're really stuck on it for longer than 4 seconds, we need to help them out. So I am going to read the second sentence here, and I want you to just follow along as I read it and listen for the mistake. Marine mammals, such as whales, live in the Ocean. Did I get stuck on a word for more than 4 seconds?
Yes, ocean.
Yeah, I did. So when your partner does the same thing, when they get stuck on a word for more than 4 seconds, this is how you should respond kindly. That word is ocean. And it would help to point at it. Yep, that word is ocean. What's the word?
Ocean.
Good. Let's practice. I will be the reader and you will be the coach. Follow along as I read the second sentence. Marine mammals, such as whales, live in the ocean. Okay, so we've had where readers can they just read the wrong word. That's one kind of mistake. And when we get stuck on a word for 4 seconds or longer. A third mistake that readers can often make is when they skip a word in a sentence. I'm going to now, to model this, I am going to read this third sentence here, and I want you to follow along and listen for the mistake. Unlike fish, marine mammals breathe underwater. What word did I skip?
Cannot.
Cannot, yes. So if your partner skips a word while you're reading, here is how you should respond. Stop, you skipped a word. I'm going to be the reader, and you're going to be the coach. I'm going to reread the sentence the way that you did. Unlike fish, marine mammals breathe underwater. Can you see what word I skipped?
Cannot.
Yes, cannot. Let's practice reading the sentence correctly together. Unlike fish, marine mammals cannot breathe underwater. Very good. So let's go over the 3 kinds of mistakes. What's one of the mistakes that they can make?
Skip a word.
Skip a word. Another kind of mistake is
Mispronounce a word.
Yep, saying the wrong word or saying it, mispronouncing it. Yep. And then the last one that we've gone over.
Getting stuck on a word.
Getting stuck on a word right away.
4 seconds.
Yes. And the last kind of mistake that readers can sometimes make is adding a word. So I want you to, again, follow along. I'm going to read the 4th sentence. Yep, right, starting right there. And listen for the mistake. They can stay underwater for a long time. What was the word that I added?
Stay.
They can stay under the water for a long time. What was the word that I added?
Stay. Are you down here?
They can stay under the water for a very long time.
Very.
Yes. Yes. When your partner adds a word, here's how you should respond. Stop. You added a word. Let's practice. And again, you're going to switch your roles. So you will then be the reader and they will be the coach. Listen as I reread the sentence the same way. They can stay under the water for a very long time. What word did I add?
Very.
Yes. Let's practice rereading the sentence together correctly. They can stay underwater for a long time. Let's practice that one more time. They can stay under the water for a long time. Okay, so now that I modeled as the teacher, as the role of the teacher, what the mistakes and corrections looked like, as well as the behaviors for partner teaching, we are now going to assume that all the partners have been paired up, they're seated in appropriate seating, not too close to one another group-wise, but that the partners are close enough that they can hear each other as they read softly. Now I'm going to act the role of reader 1, then he will be reader 2. We're going to assume again reader 1's the higher level reader and is going to model accurate reading and self-correcting. And then what we'll do with him is there's mistakes that he will make, and then we'll model how the partner should correct that. Marine mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded animals. Marine mammals, such as whales, live in the ocean. Unlike fish, marine mammals cannot breathe underwater. They can dive very deep to find food. They can stay under the water for a long time. However, it is impossible for them to stay below the surface for an indefinite amount of time. They regularly need to resurface to get air. One marine mammal is the largest animal ever to be found on Earth. This huge creature, called a blue whale, can be 90 feet long. It can weigh more than 100 tons. The blue whale is also the loudest animal on Earth. It makes a deep, resounding rumble that has no comparison on land or sea. Whenever the blue whale has the impulse to talk to other whales, it sends out a noise that travels uninterrupted through the ocean. Other whales react when they hear the call, even if they are many miles away. The blue whale requires an unusual amount of food each day. You might think that it hunts big game in the sea, but you would be incorrect. It lives on an infinite number of extremely tiny creatures. They are called krill. With its mouth gaping wide, the whale swims into a school or group of krill. The whale scoops up the krill along with a big mouthful of seawater. In place of teeth, the whale has rows of fringe-like filters called baleen. Baleen is made of material that looks like stiff bristles or hair. It acts like a strainer. It lets the sea water flow out of the whale's mouth, but traps the krill. Blue whales may be mighty giants, but they are endangered. Though once they were abundant, today there are very few blue whales. Today, very few blue whales remain on our planet. Overhunting caused an imbalance in their population. New laws help protect them and increase their numbers. We should be grateful for the caring people who have united with the goal of ensuring the survival of these wonderful creatures. Okay, so now it is your turn to read.
Marine mammals. Mammals are warm-blooded animals. Marine mammals, such as whales, live in the ocean. Unlike fish, marine mammals cannot breathe underwater. They can dive very deep to find food. They can stay underwater for a very long time. However, it is impossible for them to stay below the surface for an infinite amount of time. They regularly need to resurface to get air. One marine is largest animal ever to be found.
Stop. You left out the word mammal right there. Let's practice. I'm going to be the reader and you're going to be the coach. I'm going to practice reading this sentence. One marine mammal is the largest animal ever to be found on Earth. Did you hear what word I added?
Mammal.
I didn't add it. Can you read the sentence?
One marine mammal is the largest animal ever to be found on Earth.
Good. You can keep going.
This huge creature, called a blue whale, can be 90 feet long. It can weigh more than 100 tons. The blue whale is also the loudest animal on Earth. It can make a deep resounding rumble that has no comparison on land or sea. Whenever the blue whale has an impulse to talk to other whales, it sends out a noise that travels uninterrupted through the ocean. Other whales react when they hear the call, even if they are many miles away. The blue whale requires an unusual amount of food every day.
Oh, you read the word each wrong. You said every. Let's switch roles. I'm going to be the reader and you're going to be the coach to practice. Let's read that sentence again. The blue whale requires an unusual amount of food each day. Can you read it?
The blue whale requires an unusual amount of food each day.
Good.
You might think that It hunts big game in the sea, but you would be incorrect. It lives on an infinite number of extremely tiny creatures. They are called krill. With its mouth gaping wide, the whale swims into a school or group of krill. The whale scoops up the krill along with a big mouthful of seawater. In place of its teeth, the whale has rows of fin-like filters called baleen. Baleen is made of material that looks...
Let's look at that word again. It's pronounced baleen.
Baleen?
Baleen. Let's practice reading the sentence where baleen is the last word. In place of teeth, the whale has rows of fringe-like filters called baleen. Can you read the next sentence?
Baleen is made of a material that looks a lot like stiff bristles or hairs. It acts like a strainer. It lets the seawater flow out of the whale's mouth, but traps the krill. Blue whales may be mighty giants, but they are endangered. Though once they were abundant, today a very few blue whales remain on our planet. Overhunting has caused an abundance...
Stop. You added the word has. So let's practice. I'm going to be the reader and you be the coach. Listen as I read the sentence. Overhunting caused an imbalance in their population. Can you read it?
Overhunting caused an imbalance in their population. New laws help to protect them and increase their numbers. We should be grateful for the caring people who have united with the goal of ensuring the survival of these wonderful creatures.
Nice job.